bila hodi, penda zangu sikishika nikolodi, pararia pampa ya kodi, corona venye kwanza na corona, kusoma na ulimi ukora, piga mandura video niko crazy, na upili nipiga video resi, vitu vingi tongenda kijambe, kundile wameturisha tienda kijambe, na waya kasenda ni matiemba kijambe, mabangi wamende ya mafiemba kijambe, vitu vingi tongenda kijambe, kundile wameturisha tienda kijambe, na waya kasenda ni matiemba kijambe, mabangi wamende ya mafiemba kijambe, nimeshinda kukurasa na soma kambuku, niko wapi nikitaka nimepiga luku, nikinai lazima nasoma maluku, leo ni siku tunachinja kuku, tauriende nipunguzie kuku, nyanikie na usiambie mutu, mwagie na kubaye kitu, chakubizi nikareme, amebeba vitu vingi bado jesu zitolembe, wakanesa na wadisi kama eme. Bigi tongenda kiliende, kabila wamefurisha tiende kitiende, na waya kasenda ni matiemba kitiende, mabangi wamemea matiemba kitiende, bigi tongenda kiliende, kabila wamefurisha tiende kitiende, na waya kasenda ni matiemba kitiende, mabangi wamemea matiemba kitiende. Kuja kikubana, kumepatana na plan, kumabali magwana, tunawasanya maplan, sima masterman, tunawacha wakilani na majongo tuna ardhi, kicheza na mapana, ice, but days you nice, hot spice, you're having it a slice to the nice, sitingisha kama desk kwa white spice, na uchiza kama wewe, utakuwa mwere, usiniperembe, pala nikupende, nikiperemende lamba mos twende, tuliza mandege nikiteza mapembe.
and that is I Like It by the one and only Triple K. Karibuni sana once again to the Black Hot Fire Radio, media for the 21st century. And I can see K. Williams on the building already. And I remembered just last time that you told me that I should actually normalize talking slowly. I should not be rushing because you told me I kind of talk a little bit fast. So, asante sana, K. Williams, for joining us. Once again, this is the Pan African Bliss. My name is Joby. In case you're joining us for the first time, I'm looking forward to interacting with you on our social media handles. We are on Facebook at the Black Hot Fire Network Radio Station, on Twitter at the Black Hot Fire Network, and also on Instagram. I'm looking forward to you telling me how did you spend your weekend. Mine was amazing. I can't speak much about it, but it's been a lot of rain right here in the 254. I don't know about you, but I remember I keep telling us about the seasons of weather, how they change accordingly to where they are. But I don't know about you, K. Williams. Like, which season are you guys on? Because I think for us it is a summer season, but again it's so rainy because during the night there's a lot of rain, then during the day there's a lot of sun. I don't know how to call it, but we are loving the vibes. Karibuni sana. It is the 29th of November. I don't know if this month is coming to an end with some positive vibes, and of course you've learned something, because at the end of the day we keep on saying that you need to engage and be also to learn something out of each other. But I'll be reading this by K. Williams, saying, "Good day, Joby. Good day, Joby. Be for you as it is 3:58 a.m. right there where you're coming from. Asante sana. Thank you for telling us. It is 2 minutes actually past 12 p.m. right here in the 254. It looks like really early in the morning because the weather is quite confusing, but it is almost lunchtime. But I want to thank you and appreciate you for taking your time and for joining us this early morning. I don't know if you're preparing for work, but I do hope that you get some positive vibrations as we continue this particular broadcast of the day right here on the Black Hot Fire Network Media for the 21st century. It is the 29th of November once again. For me, I think November, it has been a wonderful month, a month of learning, a month of growing as well, a month of positivity. And at the end of the day, once again, I've learned a lot actually this particular month, according to, the universe, how time works, how our ancestors used to refer to time. I've learned a lot of things. I don't know about you, but I think every day, whenever we are right here, just bringing positive vibes, we keep on, growing. We keep on learning something different. You learn something different from us because, we are in the deepest parts of Africa, and I do believe Africans, we have grown like with so many myths, so many misleading, and the indoctrination that we've really grown up into the system. We have the politicians, we have education, we have also the parents who are not to blame because they've also grown in this particular form. But I do want to appreciate you. And does it tell me how did you spend your weekend particularly? And I'll be looking forward to also telling you how did I spend mine. And also you can see some new changes. I won't say much about it. Kate told me she loved the style, and I do hope so. Thank you. I do hope that you too, family. But all the best as we get to proceed to this particular week. And I'm so excited actually about it because we are approaching the end of November and getting into this December. Actually, we are in the Sagittarius season. If you know about the horoscopes, how the horoscopes work, how they do tell, according to your number, the day you're born, and all that stuff. Personally, I'm so happy because Friday is my birthday, so I'm so excited about it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to just some positive vibes, hanging with positive, actually, Kate, I have Spikes, and maybe some few friends around, and I'll be seeing how it goes. But I wish me a early birthday. I congratulate myself for all that I've really, for all the growing and all the learnings that I've gotten. But family, I want to appreciate you once again. Feel free to interact with us on our social media handles. We are on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on Instagram, as you tell us how did you spend your weekend. Mine was super fantastic. I can't say that I did a lot of activities. I was just indoors and getting my hair done and all that stuff. As we look at the weather changes because 1 minute you wake up it's sunny, the next time you see it is rainy. Because I keep on telling you, every time you come into Nairobi, be very conscious. Maybe in Mombasa, because I doubt if in Mombasa it really rains. I really doubt. I'm really yet to look forward to that. But I want to appreciate you. I'm gonna take a short musical break. When I come back, I'll be telling you more of what is happening as I give you the quote of the day, and of course, do remember the African trivia questions that we are all about. Last Friday, I think the last question I remember I asked, it was about the staple food that is mostly eaten by Ugandans. And actually, it seems that not many of you know, but I did get to give you the clue in case maybe you're looking forward to travel the African countries. I do believe it is best if you get to also learn what is about their culture, what is about their food, for you to normalize, because you can't keep on saying that you want to travel the African, countries, yet you're not able to do this. But before we take the short musical break, I want to say hi to Mr. Black on Fire Network. Hello, kid.
It's just Mr. Black Hot Fire.
I don't know why, but I always find myself just saying network. Forgive me. My bad. How are you?
It's all good. How are you, Joby? Hey, my voice is a
I'm
little
good.
better.
Yeah,
My
it,
voice
it looks very better. Did you
a
take the
little.
warm water and some lemon?
Nah, I think I had tea with honey, but I didn't take any really lemon. But I just didn't do no shows this weekend. A lot of people
Uh-huh.
upset. I didn't do any shows this weekend at all. So
Yeah,
and
I never saw any update of the show.
yeah, I didn't do any shows. My voice was just too bad. It was just too. I said
But
I can't
I'm
do no
glad
shows.
that
I can't even talk.
I'm I'm glad that you are okay. And Kay Williams is telling me happy birthday. Thank you in advance. But it is on Friday. I'm so excited, Keith, about my birthday. Is it
Are you
me,
excited?
or because I'm still young, or because I see other people are always excited about their birthdays, but others are always calm about it. As you grow up, you end up being calm about it. I don't know. For me, I'm just excited for
Nothing wrong with you being excited about your birthday. You turned the big 2-3. So there's nothing wrong with you being excited about your birthday. Some people like their birthdays, some people don't. It all depends. Some people celebrate their birthdays, some people don't. Your birthday's Friday. Happy Sagittarius
True.
Crabby Day to you.
That is who I am. I said I'm a Sajid Krabi. But I want to appreciate you family for joining us. Once again, I'm looking forward to you joining us on the website in case maybe you've not joined us on the website at the www.blackoutfinance.network.com and get to enjoy this amazing,
As
amazing
I got to ask,
vibe.
all right, I had to ask Spikes a question. I don't know. Man, I might can't get you guys across the border. Spike said they're shutting down the borders because of this fake, you know what? And I told you guys they were going to do this. This was coming because
Uh-huh.
this is the double down, the fake new variant. How you got a new variant? I respect there is no new variant. The new variant are people that got the you know what? Because there is no test for none of these variants. There's no test for it. So the variants are going to keep on coming. This is to
Actually,
induce fear. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Actually,
Joby.
I think it's over 11 countries right now in Africa that have they have crossed the borders. Right now, there's no traveling, no doing anything. That is the method that they are using right now. To get the
Okay,
what.
it's Kenya. Is Kenya and Tanzania one of them? I got to
I'm not
find
really
out.
I'm not really sure, but I've seen of them say talking of South Africa, which has closed over I think 8 countries. But let me check onto this, or let me confirm with you. And I don't know about Kenya. Maybe Spice can confirm with you.
I
And
got to
Tanzania.
find out. I gotta cancel the hotel reservations. I gotta find out.
Mhm.
We had to go later to the things open back up again because
Yeah.
I gotta find out. But yeah, this is to induce more fear. No, it's the all these new fake variants. It's gonna be variant after variant after variant after variant. This
Mhm.
induce fear. Get people. Oh, I must go get the big ugali. Or as shout out to Dr. Mummy calls it the double Big Mac.
It
That's how you
is.
know. That's how you know Dr. Mummy's been out of Kenya because she's referring to the restaurant McDonald's. Everybody's called it the double Big Mac.
It is. I believe also that the same, because when you call it the devil Big Mac, when you refer, like, in a Christian way, I used to tell you that most of us used to believe it is the end of the world, where you're going to have the 666 and all those stuff. But most of them do not understand. You find that most people do not really understand the information in this particular way. They see it in a different way, in the laws way, because this is the government saying this is what is really happening. And that instills fear in them. But right now, I've seen that actually South Africa has crossed a lot of borders, and I don't know, like
Okay.
a lot of countries, and also US. US has said that it is joining AU in restricting flights from South Africa over the pandemic. That is what they are really
Well, that's
saying.
South Africa. I gotta find out. I don't care about South Africa. Find out about Kenya, Kenya and Tanzania.
I've not seen any reports about Kenya and Tanzania so far. I can't lie.
All right.
Yeah. But karibuni
Okay.
sana family once again. And today I wanted to give a quote before Keith distracted me with that particular one. And today's quote says, "Be a game changer. The world is already full of players." And however you take that information is you to play with it. Be a game changer. The world is already full of players. Like, let your mind reflect things in a different way. Be always think out of the box, because I think most of us, we have been kept, especially with the Africanization, with the, like, this way our culture has been changed in such a way you can never see beyond. All you see is within. You look like, because of negativities, because of indoctrination and the lies that we've grown up with. All you see is believing in Christianity, and you don't want to expand more. You don't want to, go beyond what you
Hey,
really have.
what you're saying is good, Joe, because Dr. Mummy's last video is talking about exactly what you said. She said, got to give her credit. We got to play her last video when she's talking about that very thing. When you guys, when you haven't expanded your mind past the fake Christianity, and she go. And I'm glad she's in Kenya, so you know it's not somebody's waking up in Kenya, telling you the truth, and she gives you the books to go read and give you things to understand what it was, how it was created. I told you the first Christianity comes from Africa, called the Gnostics. When they were getting the information, they killed off the Africans and then made it into a person. Christ is consciousness. It's a vibration. It's nothing to do with a person. But when they were getting the information, they killed out the Africans who gave them the information. Then they took it and made it to a man, a white man who ain't never lived. And she also got that right. Back then, wasn't nobody wearing no dirty beards and had long hair. She even understand the nature of the dress code back then. Wasn't nobody walking around with no fucking long, kinky, nasty hair back then. It was an abomination. Everybody was mostly clean shaven and had haircuts. She even got that right. So shout out to you, Dr. Mumm, for getting the information correct. And damn sure wasn't nobody, no white man, look like they from Switzerland or Sweden, walking around Northeast Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Some cracker from Switzerland is supposed to be your god. You out your rabbit ass mind. When nobody looked like no damn, like this cracker 2,000 years ago, running around no Northeast Africa.
But remember, Africans do not want to hear that. If you try to tell an African that, you look like, you sound crazy, actually. Because personally, I keep on trying to.
You don't sound crazy. You don't sound crazy. You sound smart. They the ones that are crazy because they believe in that nonsense. You don't sound crazy. They sound crazy but still believe in it.
I believed it when you told me that before you approach someone trying to tell them about all these concepts, you need to get the whole truth for them to be able to.
Yeah, you gotta have mastery. You got to have mastery of the information, Joe. If you're gonna share it, try to teach people about their religion, you have to have mastery of the information. So don't bother me until you got mastery of the information yourself, because you can't really bring anybody out of the psychosis when you haven't mastered the information yourself. You must have mastery of something.
Sure.
They're gonna ask you a bunch of questions. You're like, I don't know. Then what the heck you talking about? He's ain't real.
It is so hard to explain to them, but I do hope that at the end of the day that people are going to, go back to their senses. But I wanted to get straight to the matters of the day that I wanted to talk about today. And one of the issue is that it goes to, actually, it is a negative one, but it says that Uhuru has been one of the presidents who's going to be acknowledged because of, being a Pan-Africanist, and I wonder, how is he a Pan-Africanist?
He's not been no, who said that? Uhuru has not been no Pan-Africanist. I told you, he's only said that now. He's about to go to office. He said when he said Friday, whatever I told you, he said, tear down the borders wasn't supposed to exist. Yes, it was supposed to exist. Only reason why you got borders is because his daddy and the other no good traitorous bastards, they didn't practice Pan-Africanism. Because Pan-Africanism was tear down the borders. They were never supposed to, when the African country was supposedly get independence, you had a group of African leaders who said, hey, we got to turn down these borders before everybody get entrenched into their little fiefdoms. Mm-hmm. We got to beat you hard later to tear down the borders. Kids growing up today, won't know what the hell's going on. We got to tear down the borders now. But the white people knew. The white people knew if you tear down the borders, they would start losing power. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Mhm.
You ain't tearing down none of these damn borders that we put up. No.
You know, it
Go
is
ahead,
so
Joe.
sad. It is so sad because actually we live in a very corrupt world. The media itself, they know what is really happening. They know with the, let's say with the Pandora Papers, because they're saying that
But
Uhuru will leave.
the media's control. The media's not. It's not there to give you information, Joe. I'm sorry you're waking up. The media is controlled by the power elite. They're not there. They're there to give you propaganda and give you lies. Anything you hear from the media is a lie, Jovi. Everything, because it's not there to inform you. It's there to sway what you believe. It's propaganda.
They're saying that Uhuru will leave behind a rich legacy of being a great Pan-Africanist. And this
So
reminds me of just the other month that he was accused of, being in a scandal of Pandora Papers, where he owned a lot of offshores that, include legal businesses. And
there
beside
you
that,
go. You
he's
just
not.
you just you just explained what they're saying is utter nonsense. Exactly. He's not no Pan Africanist. He's been stealing money from the country. He's been hiding the money. But listen, he will leave as a great Pan Africanist. Like what? What are you talking about? Because it's propaganda, Joey. Go ahead.
It is so sad because I know the media, they know all this is a lie, but they go ahead and give him,
They've got no
privilege.
choice, Joey. They don't own the companies. People that work there, they don't own. They're told read this script, and they read it. They're not. Your journalists are not your heroes. They're cowards. They got a job. They're scared to lose their job. They can't go off a script, Joby, or they'll get fired. What else job can they do? Nothing. So they're not going to go against the people that run the company. Say, hey, read this script. This is what you're going to read. They'll come up in front of you and just read the line. Well, today we're going to say that Uhuru Kenyatta is a great Pan-Africanist. He's done so much for Kenya. As he leaves, we should be so happy with the things he's done, and we give great praise to him. You're like, what? What are you talking about? He just got proof of stealing all his money from us and hiding it. Like, so it's not about the truth, Joby. It's propaganda, sweetheart. Go ahead.
I know, but I do at the end of the day, because I do believe at a time it will come to a point when you say that the world will change and the generation that is coming is supposed to change the world.
All this gonna be torn down. Yeah, all this fake news and all this stuff is gonna be torn down because people are not gonna want to hear. People are not gonna want to hear lies.
Exactly.
People are not gonna want to hear lies.
I do hope that I'll be alive by that time. I do hope and pray so hard
You'll
that
be
I'll
alive.
see this change. But moving on to other matters is about this is a positive one, and it's about the youth, because we've seen, despite right now the media saying that Uhuru has left a rich legacy and a Pan-Africanist, we've not seen anything that he has done to his country. We have in the likes like youth
Exactly.
who do not have employment. They do not get employed because of matters of tribalism, religion, and a lot of things, or rather where you're coming from, because you don't have certificates and all this stuff. You find that most of the youth get not to, even to explore their own skills. But right now they have said that they have come with this is a foundation, I think, that has begun.
How you gonna be a Pan-Africanist? There you go. You say, how you gonna be Pan-Africanist and you never collapsed the tribes, even in your own country? You haven't made the tribes in your own country understand that they're one people. But then, how you gonna be a Pan-Africanist and you ain't even collapsed their own tribes in your own country?
They are the leaders of tribalism, because do you remember when politicians
exactly, Spy? Exactly, Joby.
When they are campaigning, they go around different tribes saying, "Oh, this one comes from this tribe; they are bad."
Yes, they do.
Gonna make a change, and at the end of the day, you find that how are you a Pan-African? You're supposed to, join us. Let us come together.
They're supposed to be unified because they know they can't keep power if they be actual real Pan-African. Exactly. It's the same scam the white man's divide and conquer. So that's what they're doing, Joe. Exactly right. They don't practice Pan-Africanism even in their own country, let alone in Africa. You're talking about you're a Pan-African and you got the Lu fighting the Ku and all these people, my side against these. You haven't brought the people together in your own country. Sound crazy as cat shit.
I totally agree with you. And this one is, they're saying actually I'm acknowledging the youth, because I think it has come to a time where they're really tired of depending on the leaders, coming to the areas, giving us money to go campaign for you. Then you promise us jobs that we're not getting. They come up with a foundation which says that Nairobi right now is leading as one of the million youths who have registered at Kazi Mtaani in 8 days. Actually, in 8 days, they have registered at 1 million people, who are looking forward to go into the areas collecting dust. And also I did get to see Nigeria performing this particular kind of act where the joggers, early in the morning when you're jogging, you go around collecting dust, and you'll be able to make your environment look good, despite the government which is trying to create factories in different areas and different just many things around around people which are kind of polluting the air. We have the chemicals which are polluting also the air, the water themselves, which is also crazy. So they're saying that the youths were expected to work for a maximum of 8 hours, that is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And this Monday and every week, expectation of a public holiday, they're working every day, because it is like contributing yourself to the community. And I think personally it is a good idea, but there is a problem because the other day we were talking about Mombasa. When you look at the ocean, you find that when people go to the ocean with things like snacks, you throw in papers everywhere, you find that the ocean becomes dirty. But there is a woman who came up with an idea of also collecting the dust, or rather all the stuff that are happening, or rather all the dust.
When you find out that trash in Africa, that's kind of psych. It means the African doesn't care about himself. It's a thing of self-hate they practice. We put all this shit thrown on the ground and shit thrown around your area. It is a thing of self-hate. You have no value in you don't value yourself. We have all this trash and garbage around your area. It's a thing of self-hate. That's how you're like, wow, what the hell is going on? Why is nobody picking up this garbage and shit? What the fuck is going on? At first, it's a thing of self-hate. It's the self-hate is so ingrained that you find no value in yourself, and you throw trash down even in your own environment. Like, what is going on?
Well, but I think for Africans, they're trying their best, because if you go to Rwanda, a country like Rwanda, I've heard that Rwanda is the most.
Rwanda, they changed it. Rwanda don't. Kagame, it goes. I told you, leadership goes from the top down, Joby. You won't find no trash in no damn Rwanda at all. That's not tolerated. I'm gonna send you guys that later.
Unlike Kenya,
because Kagame made them. He got rid of the tribe. There are no tribes in Rwanda. Everybody's just Rwandan now. There are no tribes, and cleanliness. You must participate in keeping the country clean, so it gives you a sense of self-respect, a sense of pride. So you won't find no trash in no damn Rwanda. You won't find that. Go ahead.
I'm saying I think for youth, they're trying their best to perfect it, because when you look at the Mombasa issue, they were trying to find a way out to recycle all this trash and make it something better out of it. But then when Blinken was here, he came up still and associated himself with the idea and said that I'm going to help you guys to clean up the ocean, because I think it is necessary to keep in your country clean. So you find that when youth come up with a foundation, or rather with an idea which is going to maybe bring money later, or maybe come up into a big company that could help the country, you find that they're trying to terminate it, to destroy their skills, and they buy their skills. Now it is no longer mine. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, because this is Blinken, and we know the whites control the African countries. When you come and say that I'm going to take control of this, and as an African, with the mentality that you have grown up with, you're like, this is Mzungu, I'm going to get money out of this, and that my business is going to grow. But you find eventually it is no longer yours, which is one of the issues that I really wanted to talk about. Because when you look at the African countries that we have today, or rather even our African continent, let me say at large, most of our leaders are depending on the French, the British, the USA, the China, rather even most of our products, like we were talking the other day, most of them are coming from China, not from any of the African country. Even if it comes from
you don't have any manufacturing. I already told you why. Because you don't have any manufacturing in Africa. Africa was purposely, besides, look, what the Africans said. Hold on, Joe. Let me say this. Where the Africans live at, it was purposely, understand, on purpose, underdeveloped, so they can keep stealing. Place where you got white people at, they developed. Like Northern Africa is developed. South Africa is probably the most developed country in Africa. When you go to South Africa, that's another reason Tempo's not telling you they don't want to fight. When you go to South Africa, and they know it, the Africans in South Africa know it. They know South Africa looks nothing like Kenya, nothing like Nigeria, nothing like Botswana, nothing like goddamn Zimbabwe or Zambia. South Africa looks like Europe. When you go to South Africa, it is developed, highly developed. It don't look like the rest of Africa. And then South Africans know it. They don't want to be involved with that's why they still haven't really fought back. Like, hell no, we don't want to look like the rest of Africa was all underdeveloped. Roads are messed up. We don't have anything. When you go to, when an African, that's why you said, why did the Zimbabweans go to South Africa? When you go to South Africa, Joby, it's like going to Europe. South Africa is highly developed. Highly. Like America.
I'd love to go there.
Yeah, it's hard. So that's why they don't want to go back to Zimbabwe or leave. Like that's when Africans go to South Africa and white people get mad and South Africans mad because that's the most developed country in Africa. It was developed because white people were there. But you got African people, it's been undeveloped on purpose. Go ahead.
Okay. I was saying that for Africa, even if that we are being controlled by these people, and yes, our leaders know about it. If we still wanted it, Keith, we'll still have our own system, our own manufacturing, factories, everything. Like we could produce everything.
Well, look, when you start your own manufacturing, you end up like Ethiopia. That's why you got a war in Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is just all Ethiopia is trying to do, Joby, is build manufacturing and employ African people. And now they got a war that the Europeans have been caught conspiring against Ethiopians, caught trying to tear Ethiopia apart. They've been caught talking about doing it. That's why Blinken was there as well in Kenya. Because it's to break up listen, the Africans is supposed to stay impoverished, Joby. That's the scam that these no good bastards have put. And the African is supposed to stay impoverished, Joby, at all costs. We're to keep our puppets in there. Africa's not supposed to develop and create manufacturing so the resources go to the African. The richest country on the planet is the Congo. Then why is it impoverished then? Everybody knows, it's not no secret. The richest place on the planet is the Congo. Why is it poured in? Why are the Africans in the Congo poured in?
Well, I was saying that despite we know that all these materials come from Africa, and you find that we are the reason why they're fading away from us. The leaders are allowing it to fade away from us. But if only we could do it our own way, because right now, if you look at the African countries which have debts, right now you find like let's say like Zimbabwe. The other day, just some time back, we are saying that the Europeans came back saying that they want the piece of land, claiming that it's theirs, just because maybe you find that country is under debt or maybe undergoing something different. Right now in Uganda, China wants to take away a piece of land because of debt. The debts that they have not really paid. And
the thing is the land. They let these morons put you in debt so they can. The thing is also come back and steal Africa. We got these morons in power. They'll steal the money and I'll give it to the people. Uganda's more fucked up now. While Museveni's been in power since before Idi Amin, who was actually cared about his African people and was kicking out the goddamn East Indian and the white man and giving Uganda back to the Ugandan. Museveni's been in goddamn Uganda for 35 years. The country's absolutely fucked up, impoverished. This moron's in charge. White people prop him up. He's a functional idiot.
Well, who is
that's why Uganda is a joke. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, I keep on asking myself, who is to blame? Is it the Africans or is it the white people? Because Africans also themselves. We are allowed.
You gotta blame us because we didn't see people as enemies. We allowed everybody to come in and love everybody. Let's do it. Pull up Dr. Mumby's last video, Joe, but she's telling the truth right there. The African has, okay, remember we were doing the show when you guys were talking about with Don Kingston, whatever his name is, Don whatever, right? Don Zambia.
Mm-hmm.
He has an African humanity, which is a beautiful humanity. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's good. Everybody's not welcome. Everybody's not your goddamn friend. So it's the moronics. It's the morality of African people. They think everybody's your goddamn friend. Everybody's not your goddamn friend. Everybody doesn't practice brotherly love to African people.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
African hasn't realized that. Go ahead, Joby.
If you look at like a foundation that the youth are trying to create right now, like, you know, recycling of trash and all this, you find that when you come with the smallest thing that you know it's going to make your country better, even you as a youth, because I believe we are willing to make a change in our country, despite our leaders, because we can't keep on relying on them. We've seen that they are throwing us into the, you know, to the trap every time
Right.
that the youth
It's gotta come from you. You're right.
Yeah, every time
gotta come from the people. Go ahead.
every time a white person comes into the country, there's always something that is pulling up. I can't really remember actually the time of Obama when he came to Kenya because I was really young, but I'd love to know what happened after him going, because purposely there's always the reason for the visit, you know. And you find that we Africans, we are so excited about it because the mentality is, you know, the Mzungu, Jesus was a Mzungu, he's the, you know, if the Savior was a Mzungu,
there you go.
Mzungu, you know?
Exactly. So your mind, exactly. So you said your mind, Joby, is fucked up. You worship your enemy, and you don't even know you're getting a religion. That's what. Go back, Joby. Go to Dr. Mumby's channel and click the last video because you don't know your enemy. Like I said, it's just like what did Don say? Zambia is a Christian country. All Africa is Christian based. All of you morons worship that cracker who ain't never lived.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know your enemies, and she's gonna tell you that. You worship your enemies, exactly. Oh, them Zungu came. Them Zungu is like Jesus. They the one who raped and beat your grandmother. They the ones that put you in prison camps. They the ones who tried to genocide.
I really can't blame ourselves, because remember me telling me, because right now if I look back at me growing up, I feel so stupid, but again I laugh at myself because it is crazy. When the Mzungu used to come to school, when you give a donation, you're so on your toes. I saw you want to see this person, you're admiring their hair, you're admiring everything about them, you wish you were white, you're hating your skin color. You know, it is crazy, man.
That's what I just told you. So there you go. You're giving self-hate. You wish you was them. You don't even know that they created animal. You don't know nothing about the genetics. You don't know nothing about the lice. You don't know nothing about the tails. You don't know nothing about the horns. You don't know none of that. So you're taught to love your enemy, and while you don't know nothing about them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can see. Let me read this particular comments, then we go to Dr. Moses. John is saying, Paul Kagame makes the whole country participate in maintaining cleanup of the land, and every leader could do the same, but it is so impossible. We have leaders who are taking money, instead of investing this money in this particular kind of, you know, recycling of trash, they turn it into something else. But you're also saying that Uganda lost their, let me read this one, international airport to China due to
did they lose the airport? Did they lose? Oh my God! Did they lose the airport?
I didn't also know that. Let me just.
Wow, because also they wanted the port of Mombasa, and Kenya luckily saved the port because China was getting the port of Mombasa from these moronic ass Kenyatta government.
Yeah, it is the airport, because they're saying Uganda authorities have denied reports that the international airport in the capital could be given away to China. That is what they are saying. And,
they say it's that way because Museveni's a fucking moron, and that's the reason why they got his puppet ass up in there to make sure other people get Africa piece by piece. This fucking moron should have been overthrown a long ass time ago and taken out and shot the goddamn head.
Museveni has been on the seat for the longest time, for as long as I've known him, and the loan was taken in 2015. But till now, him being corrupt and him not wanting to get out of the seat, he has not made any change in the country. You know, making the citizens pay for his mistake, for him being selfish. You know, it is
He's
also crazy.
corrupt. He's put in power because he's corrupt. Like all African, he's not the only one. You got Paul Beer down in Cameroon, been there 40 years. You got the moron in the Gabon, been there 25, 30 years. His daddy was president. All this crazy ass shit only happens in Africa. These
It is
these these
crazy.
these, these moronic ass leaders. They're put there by Europeans
Mhm,
because they're stupid.
mhm. K Williams is saying that Joby, you guys need some Hamendon. They're to take care of business. What is Hamendon? Hamendon.
Who? Who?
I don't
What is
know.
it called?
Hamendon. He's saying that we need some Hamendons. Hamendons. I don't
Oh,
know what.
hammers down, hammers down. Need
My
some hammers
pronunciation is
down.
bad.
Need some. He,
Sounds.
he said
Okay.
hammers
All
down.
right. Let me play this video.
Go
This
ahead,
by
go
the
ahead,
to see
go
what
ahead.
she's talking about. But my bad. My pronunciation is super bad.
Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another episode of Ask Dr. Mumbi. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life truly on your own terms. And remember, beloveds, the battle we're in this season is totally mental. It's totally about your perspective, your perception, how much knowledge you have about this world. You know, ignorance is not bliss.
Like I told
Ignorance
Job,
is
it's about
death,
knowledge.
beloved. And in this season, the only way out is in. The only
It's
way to
in.
overcome and persevere till the end, endure till the end, is by strengthening your mind. And the way you strengthen your mind is the knowledge that you put into it. And that's basically what I wanted to get into today. I've been getting a lot of questions ever since I did the video, Jesus Never Existed. And it's amazing. I thank all of you for your commentary. You don't
I'm
know
glad
how
you
many
finally
people
got that,
it has
Dr.
helped
Mummy. Was no
to
Jesus.
see,
Mm-hmm.
to confirm what I was saying and then to provide resources. And I've gotten dozens and dozens of emails from people asking me, how do we start to overcome this religious psychosis? And it's not an easy thing. And I saw some
It's
people were also
not.
commenting about that. It's not easy.
It's not.
This is something that you've been told is true all your life. You've literally based how you run your life on these lies.
Keith, I understand what she's saying. It's not because also personally, I'm trying to. It is so hard to fight it. You can't fight it. You're trying to, change your mentality and to accept the truth. Which is so hard. So I understand what she's saying.
I told you that, Joby. How do you unlearn a lie? It's hard. I said that.
It is so hard.
Eyes on these fundamental lies, beloveds. And it does take, it's like years and years of brainwashing. So you have to literally wash your brain again, or brain dirtying, I should say. And so it's now the to cleanse yourself of those thoughts, because I think we take for granted the amount of damage these limited beliefs have had and the impact they have had on our story as a global melanated people, our liberation story, our independence story, and why it has been so easy for the enemies of our souls to move from like colonialism to neo-colonialism. I mean, why is there so much emphasis on controlling the narrative? And I really say, for me, the one thing, beloveds, to break this, the psychosis, the religious psychosis that is over your life, you must start to read more and go deeper. And just think about the Jesus philosophy is more like a kindergarten religion. That's even insulting kindergarteners because they come in with so much,
religion for kids. Exactly, it's moronic. It's a religion for children.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very infantile, low-level religion that is meant to control the people. It's a military weapon. Please watch my show on Christianity was a military operation. And so there's many, many really good books out there that I wanted to share with you guys that some people had mentioned, and it's not a debate, beloveds, because I see some people want to say it's like this, it's like that. It's not really a debate. At this point in time, it's whatever you believe. If this is not what you believe, then it's not for you. Because it's all about what's in here. So there's no debating when someone knows and someone is still believing. Like, you guys aren't meeting nowhere. debating is for believers, but it's not for people who have the knowledge. They don't have time for that. So, there's a lot of books that people were
I don't
recommending.
debate, moron. I know Jesus ain't never lived, and I can prove it in 30 seconds, and you'll be all fucked up because you've never read nothing, you don't know history, you have a messed up educational system. So when I come and blow your head out, you're all messed up. What do you mean, brother? What do you mean that Jesus never lived? You don't know history, moron. You
But
don't
it's not
know
our fault.
history.
It's not our fault, kid.
I
It's
know.
no
I
one's
know.
fault.
I know, Joby. I know.
For those who are, first of all, our very own Dr. John Henry Clark and Lasina.
Pause there for a second.
She actually
Remember, he said, pause there for a second, Joe. So Katie was asking, who's this John Henry Clark? That's who she was just talking about, Katie, if you're listening. John Henry Clark, Professor Dr. John Henry Clark. Because Katie's like, I never heard of no John Henry Clark. But we're going to teach you who Dr. John Henry Clark is, Katie. But go ahead, Joey.
The role of religions in the domination and destruction of African civilizations was ruthless. Islam was guilty.
Was ruthless the way they destroyed our civilization. It was brutal and ruthless. They burned down our cities, and then they buried them. Then they killed off the adults and gave the kids the Jesus shit. It was brutal the way they destroyed African civilization. And now we don't know which way is up. And you're worshiping the people that brutalized you, raped you, killed you.
Like that. And it has all our great mystics.
Okay, let me play this.
Modern era. Dr. Henry Clark, and many. I'll actually leave the link here. Many. So that would be a very great place to start. And even just a simple book for me. It took a simple book. I wasn't even just looking for the books. This is a guy who I wanted. Someone called K. Wright Carr. He was the world's 16 crucified saviors. That's a brilliant book, beloveds, and it goes into the God-men that came before Christ, the Krishnas, and many others. But that's a good place to start. And it shows that, and it talks about how Christianity before Christ, containing new, startling, extraordinary revelations in religious histories, which basically discloses the oriental origins of all doctrines, principles, precepts, and and miracles of Christian New Testament. So it talks of, Krishna, Buddha, Tammuz, Jesus. We told
all the people that were considered Christ before you got the faith of Jesus Christ.
And if you remember in that video, I said,
exactly. All the fake made-up people, before you get Jesus Christ, you get the other Christ. Because Christ was consciousness. That's why your Buddha was black. These are people that were reaching Christ consciousness, not a person. Consciousness. Go ahead, Joby.
They took these stories, these narratives that were all over the world, where God-men and God-women had come amongst us, and they made those, and they created one prototype, because Jesus was a creation of the imagination, beloveds.
Jesus.
Surprise gift all over dinner. Stop.
That is crazy. Jesus is the creation of the imagination. That is so real. Oh my goodness.
It's made up.
Okay.
There's many questions that people ask. Was Jesus a pagan god? Because all the pagan rituals are practiced in Christianity.
By the pagan rituals.
And it talks about how the tradition, the traditional history of Christianity, it's hopelessly inadequate when it comes to facts, and it shows that the Jesus mysteries and Christianity was not a new revelation. It was a continuation of paganism by another name. And this is an article. I'll actually leave the link, and it says that the Jesus mysteries was the original Jesus a pagan god, and it says British authors insist that there is barely a shred of evidence for the existence of a historical Jesus. And it says, the stories to
There's no
tell about
evidence. Like,
Osiris.
not just a shred. Exactly. Told you came from Osiris. And I was telling Katie about Osiris and the April bull. Osiris and the April bull become Serapis. They don't become Jesus. That's where you get Jesus from, the black god Osiris. That's where it came from.
Dionysus, and it's very similar. He was a son of God who was born to a virgin on the 25th of December before three shepherds. He was a prophet who offered his followers a chance to be quote unquote born again. He was a wonder worker. He could raise the dead and do miraculous things, turn water into wine at a marriage ceremony. And he is basically the God incarnate who dies at Easter, sometimes through crucifixion. So they say that these stories were very similar. And it talks about how the conquest of Alexander the Great turned the Mediterranean world into one culture with one common language. Sound familiar? And this created an age of eclecticism in which different spiritual traditions met and kind of merged together. And Jewish mystics of this period, such as Philo-Judaeus, were obsessed with synthesizing Jewish and pagan mythology. And this is where the whole Jesus narrative came from. And they say at the time both pagans and Christians were well aware that the Jesus story was a myth. The early Christians, known as Gnostics, understood the Jesus story as an allegory, not history, and even called Jesus by the name of the pagan god.
And they killed them all off. Because they can't have them run around. Say, hey, what you doing? You're lying. This ain't no true story. So they murdered the Gnostics off, the Africans off. The Catholic Church, when it being created, murdered the Gnostics all off. Killed all the Africans. Go ahead, Joe.
Actually brutally eradicated by the Roman Church in the 4th sense. Then we have, and it was the Roman Catholic Church that came out and made the story literal and tried to make Jesus and the whole Bible like historical figures. So you see, just a little reading, beloveds, and I'll put this there, Because you see, for the original Christians or the Gnostics, the whole Jesus myth was about initiation. It was about dying to yourself. So that you could the whole ascension.
What about dying to yourself? It's about you understanding Christ's consciousness. Nothing to do with a man. What about dying to yourself? It's about you raising in your vibration, Dr. Mumby, to get back to a level of spiritual godness. Christ is consciousness. Your vibrational level goes up. You become the Christ. Everybody's the Christ. Christ meaning Christo. It's the crystallization of your soul. As you rise in consciousness, you become a Christ. That's why she's named. Buddha was a Christ. Krishna was a Christ. Because you raised in consciousness, in vibration.
My mind is really blowing up because I never even knew the story. There was a story before Christ,
Yeah, because you don't know history, Joby. That's right. You didn't.
It's so crazy.
But anyway,
born again.
Okay.
Yeah.
At a higher dimension, at a higher level. So
yes, you would go to higher dimensions, exactly. That's what show me about other dimensions. Christ's consciousness took you to other dimensions.
It never existed, but it's so central to Western culture that it's hard to even question his existence. And, the Roman Catholics did a great job of even creating this image of him with the beard and the
long hair,
long wavy hair. Whereas even in the times when he was said to have existed, long hair was like an abomination.
It was, exactly. Glad you know that, Dr. Mumby. At that time, you wouldn't wear no long hair. They would kill you. It was an abomination. But nobody had no beard and long hair, especially in that part of the planet, Northeast Africa. He's not even right for the times. But when you don't know history, you just tell lies as a child. Because your parents Because your parents were taught these lies.
Yeah, I was saying that in the beginning of the program, but because we find that most of us have grown up in so many lies, but again, we are not to blame, neither our parents, because the same way they have also grown with the same lies. Because when you are a child, actually, all the indoctrination starts with the Sunday school. Because when you go to church, there is the Sunday school where you're made to feel guilty if you do something because Jesus is supposed to punish you. And also you come to the teenagehood. When you grow up also as a teenager, you're not supposed to dare yourself, rather even go beyond your fears, because Jesus will punish you. Jesus will punish you.
That lets you know that's why she got it right. It's a kindergarten religion. You're supposed to go past your fears, Joby. You're supposed to know knowledge. You're supposed to find out how the world works, how the universe works. That was African. You're not supposed to stay in ignorance. Christianity teaches you to stay in ignorance, not to know. Oh, if you don't, you go to sin and hell and all this old wacky shit. It's not knowledge. It's a kindergarten religion for morons.
I feel so.
And that's why you ask about Africans and morons, because the Christian faith permeates African people. That's why they're morons, Joby.
I feel so full all my life.
Like the lies are so many. So break this lie.
Yeah, the lies are so many.
By just doing a bit of research.
They won't research shit.
I'll leave a
How about you research what you believe? How about you research what you believe in, stupid? So you know it's even real. African ain't even done that. How about you research the shit you believe in? Since you believe in it, prove it. Prove that it's real then, stupid.
It is so hard, kids, because I'm trying to. That's why I'm saying that. I was telling you, it is so hard because, as you are saying, and as Dr. Mumbi is trying to say right now, you need to have proof to prove to someone this is what I'm trying to tell you. Because yesterday I was trying to explain to a friend something that she was like, "What are you talking about? What are you trying to say?" So I was like, "Nah, don't worry."
That's why I told you, you got to have mastery of what you're saying, Joe. Before you go teaching people, you must master what you're teaching. You must know you got to have mastery of what you're saying, Joe.
It's because when sometimes someone is asking you a question and your mind is like, you're not reasoning the same, because you have the other dimension. Even if it's not that clear, you have the other dimension, but they have this other dimension, which is so hard to change. But at the end of the day, let's hope the best.
So David, you're asking me,
Bruce, just go to the commentary of the previous video I did. Jesus.
Go on.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I was asking Bruce Wayne's question. He's asking about the all does know about the illusion. You're exactly right. I don't know why the all is allowing this illusion, this false world we live in, this reincarnation matrix to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we're supposed to learn something here that I can't see, but this is not a classroom. This place is wicked. So I don't know. I've asked that question many times, Bruce. Why is the all allowing us to be in this reincarnation state? Maybe it wants to see if our souls are able to get out of here on at our own volition.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I can see, because he all did put the sun down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for us to get the real energy of the all. So I think the all wants to see, can we on our own volition get out of the soul trap that this entity created? That's something I think the all gets joy in seeing us elevate spiritually and with knowledge. I think the all gets joy from that, unless it wouldn't allow this to continue. So it must be getting something from it. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Something else I think Africans also do not know is about nature, because you growing up also as a young kid, you're meant, rather people want to make you, rather even you yourself, out of knowledge, rather out of because maybe of indoctrination, rather how people view things, the TV, everything you're watching on TV, you want to live the life of the city. But one thing we tend to forget is about nature, because personally me growing up, I've always loved nature. And I've come to notice that nature is connected to us as humans, especially the African people.
Yes.
We are connected to nature.
Yes.
You know? So in fact, most
because nature is that's the all manifesting itself in the physical through nature. Through nature. That's the all. The trees, with the trees talk to you, the birds talk to you. If you vibrate on them, because everything is living. The tree is a living, sentient. The tree that you think is distant, the tree is living and it's conscious.
True.
It's a living being. The earth that you stand on is a living, feminine being. If it wasn't living, things could not grow, give birth. So you know that the earth is feminine. It's living. It's a living, conscious entity. Africans, you used to know this, but now you don't because you're taking on Western people that are not connected to universal God.
It is the westernization of the mind. The mind is messed up. Let me play this.
How about that, Joby?
It's a really, really important first step, beloved. To walk yourself out of the maze. And I always recommend, if you're really deep in the religious psychosis, start with Pastor Stephen Darby. He at least started to explain to us that we were like the global melanated planet. We were the global melanated people.
The black planet.
So any script
was about us. We were the chosen people. So, I mean, start there.
Yeah, and then, this is a black planet. I've always said it was melanin. Melanin being the god genetics, as I told you last week, Joby. Melanin being the god genetics. Melanin allows you to vibrate and reach Christ consciousness. Without melanin, Joby, you can't become the Christ. So couldn't be no white man ever been no Christ. Because melanin allows you to vibrate, Joby.
That is
so
true.
Unless you black, you can't become any Christ.
Okay.
Walk yourself out of the maze. As I said, debating is for believers. You should be wanting to move from belief to knowing, and knowing takes you using your own mind to do the necessary research. But check out also, I'll do a top 10.
That's why ancient African said, you must have knowledge, not belief. Belief is for children. I believe in Santa Claus. But moron, it doesn't exist. You must have knowledge. That's why our ancestors say, man, woman, know thyself. You must have knowledge, not belief. And the African now is caught in belief of moronic, Allah shit, or Christian shit, which are both lies. Both are lies. Idiotic, nonsensical lies.
But let me ask you, Keith, is it Christians only, or is it all because we have different religions like Hindu, Islamic, is it every religion that is also messed up because it is worldwide?
Yep. It's wrong because it's trying to capture spirituality. So all these religions come out of Africa, Joby. Hinduism, which is called Hinduism, Buddhism. Pull up this. When you're done with them, get out of that, Joby. Pull up the images of the Black Buddha. All these traditions came out of Africa, and they were now falsified by people I told you who were created and just showed up 2 days ago on the planet. As you were trying to teach them real spirituality, they corrupted it and started making religions out of it. So do this for me. Say images of the Black Buddha, who was a Christ. So this knowledge.
With Buddha.
Yeah, the Black Buddha. Yeah, Buddha. Just say this images of the Black Buddha. 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 The original Buddhas are black, but now they make them look like them.
All right.
Images of the Black Buddha. Buddha.
Yeah, I've seen it. Let me share my screen.
So you need to know that all these religions come from African spirituality, Joe. The They're bastardized versions, just like Christianity. Came from African spirituality. They changed it, killed the Africans who taught them, and then put a white man as the Christ. But it's Christ consciousness. So we understand Buddha is teaching the same thing as Christianity. It's teaching you how to become Christ consciousness. That's why Buddha was a Christ. That's why Krishna, who's a black man, Krishna is a Christ because they reach Christ consciousness. So you got the other black figure called Krishna. So so when you see that, it's thought that you got to go within. But you go within to find the all. You don't worship the all, you go within to find them. Because God, the all, sits inside of you, Joby. The all is inside of you. That's why you go within, as Dr. Mommy was trying to teach in that video. You go within, not without. You don't worship shit. You're not supposed to worship the all. The all is everything. You can't get the all, nothing. Worship the all. The all is you. It sits inside of you. You got to go find inside you. So these are all African traditions, Joby, that the African took around the world, and they became religions because other people didn't vibrate high enough. So Buddhism becomes a religion, which is the same thing as African spirituality.
Now,
Hinduism.
To a Christian, this is Illuminati. This is something devilish, something, so bad. Because you've not learned anything about this. No one knows anything. Because
as I said, you got a child mind. That's why you can't go back and capture African spirituality. You got a child mind. You know, Christianity is not all over the planet, so how can it be real? You got other religions just as big as Christianity. Hinduism got 2 billion people. More people in Hinduism than are in Christianity. So you know they can't be true. The all doesn't practice confusion, Joby. So the religions have got to be lies. So
let's hope Africans, or let's say the whole world, because the whole world I think is in indoctrination. Because even if you go to America, there are those who are Muslims, there are those who are Hindus, there are those who are in this.
Of course, I just told you it's everywhere. Yeah, the majority of black people in America are Christians, Joe, because they were given that during slavery. When the black African was brought over here, he was forced to get Christianity, worship white people. They were forced to take the religion.
Well, let's hope the people are going to wake up and learn the truth, as Dr. Mombi said. Do research and be able to educate yourself more if you want to know the truth. But for now, I want to end. But the
religion's not going. I said the religion won't last another 60 years because you got awakening happening, and a lie can't see. These religions are new, Joe. They're not ancient religions. They're only within the age of Pisces, but everybody's going to sleep, and what we call the dark ages of the 25,000, 26,000 year cycle of time. So they only can exist during the dark ages in frequency. The frequency is rising back up. So these lies will not be able to exist because the vibrational rate is changing. Hey, this shit is stupid. It ain't. This is a lie. These are lies.
So the truth is that whether they like it or not, people are waking up. People are realizing the truth bit by bit, and
yes, exactly. That's what the big Ugali is about. To stop this waking up. Because if black people don't worship white people, Joby, they gain back Africa and they gain back their power, and they come out of being impoverished.
It will eventually happen, and we'll go back to our.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. That's what they're trying to stop. They can't stop the all from bringing back more energy to the planet. That's what they're trying to stop, Joe. Exactly. That's what the big Ugali is about. Trying to stop the wake up.
But people will eventually wake up. But I want to end my broadcast of the day there. Keith, I want to appreciate you so much for taking your time and for joining us and for also giving us this broadcast. Sister Michelle, the same morning unto you, but you're joining us a little bit late. You can rewatch.
Katie. Join Katie and later on, because when we first started teaching Joe, her mind was traumatized. Kelly, what is Keith talking about? Is he talking about there's no God? Tell me what's going on.
Trust me, every day I'm learning something different. Right now I've learned something different because I never knew there was, something before Christ, rather a history before Christ. I never knew anything about that, which I was really like, I'm feeling butterflies on my stomach, whenever Dr. Mungu was really talking, because it is so sad when you see the lies we've grown up with, especially the fear of the Christianity whole thing, where you've been told if you do this, you're going to be punished by Jesus. Jesus is going to do it.
The old Joby, the real creator, you're not supposed to live in fear. Fear lowers the vibration. That's how you know the religion is a lie. Any religion that gives you fear is a lie because it lowers your vibration. The all not going to kill you. You come from a loving creator. It's not killing you or having you in fear, going to burn you in some hell and hellfire and all this crazy shit. That's all lies.
A lie. It's a lie, and that's why I say it's really traumatizing to tell someone, and it is so hard to unlearn the lies that you've really grown up with. But family, I want to appreciate you so much for joining us. I want to appreciate you,
family. Come back and enjoy. Oh, go ahead, Joby.
Yeah, come back on the African Diary and catch up with Kate. I want to appreciate Sister Michelle, K. Williams, Sepo Simono. I can see Bruce as well. I have not seen Gerald Mosquito today in the building, but I also want to appreciate Don Seven and to the rest of the family who are also watching and listening to us right on the Black of Fire Radio Media for the 21st century. This has been the Pan-African Bliss. I've been your host, Joby. Hope that you have enjoyed the program and you have learned something as I have. It is the 29th of November. I hope that this month ends in a positive way for you. And of course,
I learned sweet baby Jesus ain't real. What am I going to do? Jesus is not real. What am I going to do with my life?
It is crazy because you can't do anything about it. You just have to live with it. But much love, family. I'll see you later on the rhythms.